Hey yo, what's going on, yo? So I'm over here in the weave station. In the editing room. I got a banger for y'all today. All right, by the thumbnail, you already know what you want to be featured in the video. All right then. Yeah. Anyways, you can see what's already in the thumbnail. So without further ado, let's get to it. So I'm going to be in the house for this video. I got my dog next to me. She's probably going to be chewing on her bone. So that's what that background noise is. But let's get on to it. So I picked up one of these. I seen these online. I think people are selling these for like $200, $300. But this is just a rep Mugen key cover. So that's what that is. And then in this box, all the way from Taiwan, this all-in-one key. So I've seen these before and I tried to look it up, but there's not really a whole bunch of information on this. So I figured whatever, I'll buy one and I'll see if it works. So let's get on to taking this apart and putting this on. And with the back cover removed, you can remove the fob from the actual key itself. But this does have the fourth button on here. So you can see that works. All the buttons work. And then this key doesn't have that cutout. I think that's for the trunk, which is fine. But one thing that I did notice is that this, of course, you know, came on here that fits the width of the key. But this key cover or battery cover, whatever you want to call it, does not fit on the key like so. And then I put these two up together and then you can actually see that the one that came with the key is slightly bigger than this Mugen style one. So along with having to cut this open to get the immobilizer out of here, you're also going to have to notch that just a little bit so that it fits over the key. Also swung by the Honda dealership around me and they quoted me $85 to get this programmed and then another $10 to get this key cut, which I should have just got this key cut because it only takes them a few minutes to do that. But from what I've seen, if you have an extra key, so this one right here, the gray one, is actually a valet key or a spare key. Your black key is going to be the OEM one. So essentially what you can do is cut this open and there should be like a triangle immobilizer in here. You can take that out of this and then it should be thin enough that you can fit this behind here and still put this cover on. It should go without saying, whenever you're messing with a cutoff wheel or a Dremel, at least have some eye protection on. Gloves, Ear Pro, they also help. But what I'm gonna do is take the Dremel and cut along this line and that line, and then maybe cut that off. And then the immobilizer should be in the middle of this key. So let's find out if it is. I have this tool that's made for removing trim pieces and the clips. So if you put this in here, right, and then you spread this apart, I don't know if you can see that, but the key's coming apart. So I'm gonna work this a little bit more. I have this tool down in the description. Yup, yes sir. Look at that, cool. So in here, there it is. There's the immobilizer. So oh, never mind. Well, there you go. Dang, so that's how that sits in there, huh? Oh, actually, I think that's the immobilizer in there. So push this out of here and then you put that into the new key. That's what, okay, I'm tracking now. All right, let's go over there to the key and see if that fits. So now that I got this taken apart, I didn't know that this little immobilizer is just this like pill looking thing. I thought it was this whole thing, but like really thin. So we just push that out of there, take the key, and then right there in that little slot, you just put this in there. And then maybe secure it down with a little bit of glue, maybe even some hot glue. And then put the key fob back in there. And so this wasn't like a direct like plug and play for some reason. These two are slightly different. You can kind of see where I had to trim a little bit down here and then along the sides. So I don't know if these are like very similar or if that's just how this rep one is, but you'll have to trim this to fit, unfortunately. And you can get this to fit on here pretty nicely. Just clips in there like that. And then you put the screw in there. And yeah, that's the key. And the last step is to program the key fob itself. So what you need to do is have your key underneath the head unit, right? Just anywhere down here. And so what you're going to do is you're going to put the key into the ignition, and then you're going to key on, and within 4 seconds, click either the lock or unlock button. I use the lock button. So you'll click that, key it off, key on, click the button within 4 seconds, key it off, and then rinse and repeat 4 times. So it'll be like this. Key on, button, key off, key on, button, key off, key on, button, key off. And then the 4th time, same thing, key on. And then you'll hear the doors like lock or actuate, and then hold the lock button, and then that's it. And then you have 10 seconds to turn this off, to program any other key fobs you might have. I'll show y'all. I did do the clutch bypass switch, so I don't need to click that down. Turn that over, everything's good. My phone actually connected to the head unit right there at that last clip, but yeah, that's it. Your key may have some imperfections. Make sure take your time a little bit when cutting around this key fob. I kind of nicked it right there, but for the most part, that's the key. And as you can tell, the fitment isn't the greatest on this, but I think with a little bit more trimming, it'll sit flush on the top and on the bottom. And make sure you do this with a spare key and not your only key, because if you mess it up, then you may be out of key. But as you can tell, this is not the same day as the other clips, but I'm gonna go ahead, wrap it up here, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. But before that, happy holidays, y'all. Happy New Year. Stay safe out there. Later.